So you want to become a full-time content creator. Let me tell you, me too. And now is the perfect time to start. My brother Matt has been making content on YouTube for over 10 years now, and he has been my inspiration at this whole game. And seeing the life that it's brought him, I will admit I'm a little bit jealous. But something that has been very hard to process for me is the fact that if you buy a $2,000 camera, that is not gonna automatically motivate you to create a YouTube channel. You need to do it on your own, even if you're starting with just a phone. But the way of becoming a full-time content creator is by developing different habits. And within this video, I'm gonna be going through those habits. To be exact, I've gathered 7 different habits to become a full-time content creator this year, and let's get into them. Okay, starting out with habit number 1, creating content means constantly coming up with new ideas. And if you come up with any content creation idea, you need to write it down. I cannot tell you how many times I'm laying in bed at night or I'm driving in the car and I come up with an amazing idea and then I don't write it down, I don't pursue it, and just like that, 10 seconds later, I've forgotten the idea. If you have an idea, make sure you write it down in your notes app, or if you like me and your social media account is a YouTube account, then I write it down in my Trello, and Trello is, this isn't even sponsored, Trello is a tool. I was gonna be like, Trello is an amazing tool, but Trello is a tool where you can manage your different projects and make different lists. So I have a list for scripts that I'm working on, video ideas, videos that I need to be filmed, edited, things that need a thumbnail, and videos that I've posted. That way I can visually see my YouTube projects start to finish. And it's free. Because if I'm being honest, it can be so stressful to come up with video ideas. Let's say you want to post 2 times a week, or maybe you want 5 Instagram posts a week. And setting a time to brainstorm can actually be a little bit stressful because you're designating a specific time, which if you're like me, I get in my head then. And then I become less productive somehow. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a video idea. If you have an idea for literally anything, just a sentence you want to say within your video, write it down. But I want to say my number 1 friend when it comes to coming up with new video ideas is literally just going to be the platform of YouTube itself. I love watching creators within my niche, and that is how I find a lot of my inspiration. And I just basically look for gaps within my niche. A habit that I learned from another creator on this platform named Katie Steckley. I've been loving her content recently. She just keeps me so engaged from start to finish. But she was talking about being comfortable on camera, and this is something that I struggled with when I started my YouTube channel, Kayla's Cash, which is my other channel. I grew that one to monetization, but I wanted to have a more authentic approach to YouTube. And some of my videos that I had recorded on Kayla's Cash, I'd watch back and I'd be like, this is embarrassing. I can't even watch this. I don't like it. And then I'd look at my brother and I'm like, how does he sit here in front of a camera so comfortably? He knows what he's talking about. It's like he's talking to me. But how do you do this? Well, one thing that helped me is acting like you're talking to the camera, like you're talking to a friend. That has made all of the difference. Also, there's an airplane. I'm so sorry, we're outside today. Another tip is simply just going to be recording whenever you feel comfortable. And that is something that I want to do a lot more of, hence why I'm switching up my background a little bit. Hey, we're outside today. So it's a little different, but it's nice because it's very nice outside today. So I was thinking maybe I'll be more comfortable talking to the, I don't know if that makes sense. But I've seen a lot of successful creators within my niche just recording wherever, whether they're lounging on their couch or maybe they're even in the bathroom, not on the toilet, but talking to the mirror. Or maybe in the morning you're setting up your camera and then you record with your phone to have some behind the scenes content. And if you record every single time that you feel comfortable on camera, you will have a great library of B-roll footage. And this is something that I want to get into a lot more. And it really helps, like when I'm watching creators such as Katie Steckley that I mentioned earlier, it really helps me stay engaged as an audience member because the visuals are changing. I'm seeing this creator doing different things rather than just staying put in one place. So which is why in this video, I wanted to make sure that I'm going between different locations when I talk about these different habits. So not only if you just record whenever you're comfortable, you'll have more footage, your videos will become more engaging and you'll become more comfortable on camera. But my biggest piece of advice is just talking to the camera like you're talking to a friend. Seriously. It's the easiest thing that you could do for yourself. Moving on to habit number 3. This one got to me the other day. I had recorded a few videos and I was very behind on getting these videos off of my SD card. And for me, I personally upload my videos to Google Drive just so I make sure I have a copy of them, then I can destroy them off of my SD card, right? And then I realized a little bit of something. I put the wrong videos inside of the wrong folders. So I had a video recorded, but I didn't know what video title it belonged to. And it was the most frustrating thing ever because I had wrong videos with wrong titles. And I couldn't figure out what went where. So when you record a piece of content organize it. And this is something that is small, but it will make all of the difference. So let's say for an example, within your Google Drive, you have different folders for different videos, and just organize those once you film those videos. Or maybe you're not even like a sit down type of creator, maybe you're a travel vlogger. If you're taking videos in different locations, maybe in your camera roll you have different collections labeled for places you've been, like Greece, Paris, Italy, cool places. Even if it's just B-roll clips, make sure you organize them. Also, if you need B-roll clips, maybe you're a sit-down creator like me and you just want some more videos in the background, I would suggest going onto a free stock photo or video website such as Pixabay or Pexels. There are paid options within those platforms, but most of them are going to be free. So don't think that you need to pay for a subscription when there are so many good videos already out there that are free for you to use within your content. Same with YouTube Studio, they have a library for royalty-free music. All right, moving on to habit number 4. Now, whatever type of creator you are, whether it be for Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you are recording content, right? That is your whole job. You're editing things and you're posting them. But why should we post one and be done? If you're doing all of this work for just one piece of content, this doesn't actually have to be the case. We can do more with that content. And that is simply because repurposing ideas can make your job a whole lot easier. And it could also expand your audience because let's say you're a YouTube creator and then you have a video that does really well on your YouTube channel and you're like, hey, let me share this to my Instagram audience. And then you just condense the video into a short, post it on Instagram, post it on TikTok. Boom, you didn't even have to record anything new and you're getting new content put out into the world. Another smart idea that I found from another creator is taking screenshots from a video, maybe your YouTube video that has done well. You take screenshots and then you post it with text on Instagram, and then it's like a little mini slideshow of a summary of your video, which I thought was a genius idea. And this is something that I struggle with. I need to be getting on other platforms to expand my audience reach. I'm slacking, I know. But then people can watch your content in the format that they'd like. Moving on to habit number 5, this is going to be something that is very small, but it makes a huge difference. And it's basically just giving yourself a space to regularly record. For example, I have this little corner setup that I've made. I have a little light over here that I can change the color of. I have a spotlight, I have a camera on a tripod, and then I've got this cute little plant. And it's very plain, minimal, but it's my little corner when it comes to filming. I also have another setup in another location, which is going to be a wooden wall that you'll see in a few of my other videos. I switched between those, and then within this video, I tried to switch up the locations a little bit more, and I did outside and inside. But that is going to be on camera. You have a cute little setup of space to go if you're a type of creator that requires this. But then on the other hand, you also need spaces for all of your equipment. And again, these are little things, but very important to stay organized, because how are you going to be a creator if you don't act like one? Maybe you have a bin for all of your tripods, all of your camera equipment, all of your microphones. And I used to have to film in my old apartment where I didn't have an extra room to record content. So I would just record in a certain corner of my room. And even though it's small, it was my corner for videos. You can think of this as sort of having a content station. It is where you know to go, you know where to find your things, and it's just so much easier if all of your stuff is in one spot. Moving on to habit number 6, and let me tell you, this is one that I struggle with so much, and it's consuming more content than you're creating. There are so many days when I wake up and I start doom scrolling. I start my day quite literally just scrolling on my phone. And although this seems like just a small habit, it gets worse and worse over time, let me tell you. Or maybe I'm even disguising this time as, hey, I'm looking for content to create. I'm looking for inspiration. But then 4 hours later, I'm doing the same exact thing and I'm not creating anything. So maybe you found a new idea, that is great, you jotted it down, but you get nowhere if you don't start creating now. And something that I've recently started doing is I've just turned off my phone in the morning because it sets me back so much. That way, I'm less tempted to go on my phone and doom scroll on Instagram and TikTok and just get consumed in the world of content. You can't consume more than you create if you're a content creator. Of course, now I'm not saying you can't consume at all because, hey, how are you supposed to create content if you know nothing about what is going on in the world? You need to have some sort of idea of what is trending, what is doing well. But something that you can do is just set a time limit on different apps. This is so helpful. It is infuriating for yourself in the future because you're like, hey, I want 20 more minutes on Instagram, but you won't get it. All you have to do is go into your phone and set a time limit for specific apps. But it's a really good reminder for yourself, hey, I've been on Instagram for an hour now. I need to get off. All right, moving on to habit number 7. What better way to become a full-time creator than to simply just act like one? And what I mean by this is setting apart specific times out of your day to record content. Because when you think about it, being a content creator, it's a job. So you need to treat it like one. But the hard part here is you have to set your schedule. So you have to tell yourself Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to create content. Treat it like you're clocking into an actual shift. Now, as somebody that has been a student at the same time as recording content, it can get a little bit tricky, but something that I would do to help with this is I'd be like, okay, Monday, I have class, so I'm going to dedicate that whole day to school. The next day, Tuesday, I have nothing going on, so I'm going to dedicate that day to writing scripts and coming up with video ideas. Wednesday, I have class, so I'm going to do school again. Then Thursday, let's say I have a free day again, so I'm going to record content on that day. For me, setting a schedule like that made me a whole lot more productive. You go the whole week, you're being productive and everything else, and then you get to Friday and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't done anything for my channel. So set a schedule for yourself. Let me tell you guys, this is going to be our year. All right, now at this point, you have two choices. You can do all of this with trial and error, or you can learn from somebody that has been growing YouTube businesses for over 10 years now, which again is my brother Matt, and he has a course. And if you're interested in it, make sure to check out the link in my description to schedule a call, or you could check out a free training on this right here. It's a very helpful video, very long video with a lot of value for free. So why not? Check it out, and we'll see you guys there. Bye.